Hi everybody, it's Holly Holland. Today I'm going to do a series of exercises on the Wunda chair. I know some of you have those Susan Lucci Malibu chairs around the house, and there's a lot of them for sale on Craigslist. They may not be the studio quality that you would see here, but they're perfectly fine, and a lot of people just never get a time to learn to use them. So if you got one out there, pull it out and use it as you can. You can really do a lot of work in a short amount of time. First thing you want to do here is get familiar with whatever the spring tension is. You can do different levels of springs to change with the emphasis. Today I'm going to be really working on my abdominal strength here and also some abdominal stability. So I've put it on a fairly low spring configuration, so I'm going to put it on 2 out of the 4 from the back here. All right. What you want to do is sit up about a hand's distance from the front of the chair. You'll see my dog Cole in the back. He likes to practice Pilates too. I'm going to start out with my feet in Pilates first position, heels together, toes apart, knees within the box of my shoulder. I can add my hands here in the slits if I like, and I'm going to inhale as I press down and just barely get down there before I tap to the floor, and then exhale, I'm trying to pull the navel in as I bring it up. Inhale to press down, heels stay together. I'm perching right on those sit bones, so it requires me to really cook my abs a lot more here. Inhale. And then exhale, pulling it in. Now, one of the things I tell my students is I want you to focus on lengthening through the sacrum here, the back area here, and pulling the belly in. When people first start doing the chair, they have a lot of movement here. You want to take out that movement. Or you can also do this work here where you're bringing your middle finger down to your hip bones and your thumbs to the base of the rib cage and trying to keep that length, almost like you got rubber bands that you're stretching there. As you press down, keep it long, sit bones lengthen, and exhale. Feel like you're dragging those thighs up from your core. Let's do about 4 more times here. Inhale, exhale, pulling in the navel to the spine, trying to keep your shoulders quiet, so it's always a challenge for me. Pull the abs in here. Good, and then press down on the inhale. I think that's 2 more, but I'm terrible at counting, so forgive me if I'm off. Always do about 8 to 12. Inhale, press down. Exhale, drawing up here. Now it's going to get a little bit more challenging. Trying to keep my heels together, trying to keep all my toes on the mat. I'm going to press down. Exhale, exhale. This time I'm emphasizing the core stability as I press down for 6, 5, 4, keep that length, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Separate the feet. You're going to try to bring your heels up here. For women, it would be like you're in high-heeled shoes. Men, you just have to kind of feel that. What I don't want you to do is either supinate your heels or pronate your heels. So if you're able to keep your heels in line with your second toes or right about here, then lower the heels, and that's where you can work. Again, the hands can be here, or might for more challenge, take them out here and work it. So let's change the breath this time. Inhale as we draw the knees up. Exhale as I'm pulling those abs in. And you should be able to see right there in my shirt where I'm trying to shrink, my waistline. Good. Exhale and inhale, bring it up. Exhale, pulling it in and really reaching out. It's so tempting to me to just hike my shoulders. So I have to really reach the hands out and feel like I'm pressing heavy air down and through my arms. Press down and then lift up, lift up, lift up. Good. Press down, should be about 4 more, and bring it up with that breath. Press down on that exhale. Lengthen through that inhale. Good. Going to do 2 more. Pressing down, bringing it up. Press it down, bringing it up. And now I'm going to take it down here and I'm reaching one leg out. So now I'm going to do a little single leg work. It's a lot more challenging to keep that leg out here. If you needed some more stability, you could put that right leg on a ball. I'm still trying to stay really lifted in my core, controlling the movement up and down. Shoulders soft. Good, and I'm going to take 2 more, and last one, sitting tall, replace the right leg. Really drawing those abs in here as the left leg floats out. You can see, if you see me shaking in that leg, how challenging it is to not hike the hip, to stay in the core, to not lean back as it gets challenging in my abs. And I'm going to take 3, good, and 2, and then the last one, press it down. Whew. Felt that. All right, bringing the heels on here. I want to be emphasizing again, right on top of those sit bones, Pulling the front of the belly in, I like to think of it as like a panini sandwich here, where you're trying to draw the two pieces together, yeah, like you're just making it, put a little cheese in there. All right, now I can bring my hands behind my head here, and I can take an even bigger challenge here. I want to focus on flexing my feet and drawing back up. So I'm watching myself in a mirror so I can see that my knees track right over that second toe line. And I'm gently drawing down into my armpits to relax my trapezius, because my tendency is to hike my shoulders. Everybody knows what their weak points are. Work them, and exhale, pressing down. Good, I'm starting to notice a little bit of wobble in my hips, so I'm going to tighten up that core. As I get fatigued, as it gets more challenging, I really have to emphasize the correct muscles here. Good, and press down. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, drawing those abs in. Now, I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging. I'm going to press down as I exhale. I'm going to twist, twist, twist in my torso. Keep my hips to the center. Inhale, release the legs. Exhale, belly strong, feeling like I'm wringing out a dish rag. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, press through those heels. Twist while keeping my hips to the center. Inhale there, softening the shoulders. Exhale, twisting. Coming back to center, 3 more sets. Exhale. Inhale. Pull the belly in and twist and feel like you're bringing your heart around, keeping the elbows from flopping. Good. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. You really feel magnificent, like your body's this beautiful cylinder as you exhale and twist it up tall, bring it out. Inhale. 1 more. And exhale. Twist, twist, twist. Good. Ha! I'm hot. All right, now, if you have a dual pedal, take out the part that makes it a dual pedal, and now I want you to do what's called bird on a perch. Normally we would do bird on a perch where you would try to wrap your toes and wrap your heels and keep your knees together. I'm going to do it today with split pedals, because it's much more challenging as you start to get into a little bit more of a pulsing movement here to keep the toes wrapping, to keep the heels working, and to keep that core engaged the whole time. So I'm going to do like little running starts. Inhale, exhale. And I'm starting to feel a little bit of aerobic work here, but that's all the more reason that I've got to get deeper in the core. Pulling the belly in, controlling it. So I wouldn't want to be going here and here like I'm hiking. There's a lot of vibration. Instead, I'm working on control. I have a tendency to kind of let my knees wiggle and wobble, so I'm really working to watch to see that they're in alignment. Yeah, wrapping. I'm getting a little bit of cardio work here as I press and sit tall and bringing it back to center. Okay, now I'm going to take it onto the heels position here. I'm flexing the feet. I want to readjust my sit bones and make sure I'm really tight to the center. Or you could take your hands here again as we were talking about. Now where I want you to go here, because they're in a split pedal configuration, it's really hard to get the right and the legs side to work together. So I'm so right side dominant that I could just push that down to the floor and the left leg wouldn't get to play at all. So pulling the belly in as I sit tall. I love this bilateral work because you just start to really notice the imbalances that we all have, just leading with one dominant side and kind of making them play together. Yeah, good. So inhale, exhale, tight, tight, tight abs, heels, press, sit bones long. I'm bringing it up, pressing down. I'm going to do 4 more here. Again, you could get creative with your arms. You could go up here. You could challenge your balance, challenge your core work. There's always something you can do to make this a little bit more challenging or to take it down as you might need to. One day is different than the other. Okay, now I'm going to work again these heels separately. I'm going to really keep my hands here so I can feel almost like I'm on a paddle boat. Lengthening, abs in, trying to take the rock and roll out of my hips, using my heels to lead the way so I can find where the hamstrings come right into their insertion with the hip. Inhale, exhale, feeling like I'm using the thigh muscles to dig my heels out of mud. It should be soupy. It should be hard. You're working your outer hips, your abductors. You're also working those inner hips as stability here. I'm going to do another set of 10, 9. Challenge my range. Don't take as many as you as I do. If you feel like you don't have it here, good. And go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ha! Good work there. All right, now I'm going to challenge it a little bit more. I'm going to put that pedal back, the single pedal configuration back in. And now I'm going to work on a little creative influence here, working on the obliques, the side waist muscles, the love handles that no one loves. All right, so you're going to be slightly turning to the right here. I want your knees together, and let's do it up on the arches of our feet, so you got more of your toes on and you're lifting your heels. All right, now I'm going to sit up tall because I noticed that I was sort of slumping into the belly. I'm going to take my hands to the crevices. Some people have handles on here, some have little holders there, whatever you need to do there. And I want you to really use that because we're going to tighten the core as you bring it up. It may not look like much is happening here, but trust me, I am really feeling that chiseling of the waist down. Inhale and pull the belly in. So 5 times I'm going to do the breath one way, 5 times the next way. Pulling it up. Bring the belly down and pulling it up. So I'm getting thigh work here. I'm getting lots of inner thigh, lots of abdominals, and a lot of shoulder stability it's requiring from me. Okay? Now right at this point here, I'm going to take my hands either to the sides, the back, wherever you want to work it here, and I'm going to try to scoop into a pike position here. I'm going to use this like a little sit-up position, drawing the hips back, drawing the abs in. I'm going to pulse it up. 5, 4, 3. Don't take it all in your shoulders. 2 and 1. Okay, it's Sunday. I'm going to do 5 more. 5. Good. Pull it in. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Sit down, come to the other side. Okay, this time I'm going to use my heels just for a little different emphasis. Again, more into the hamstrings, just a little bit different feeling. Hands are here, inner thighs are working, and I'm trying to draw my foot into flexion. It's great for the Achilles tendon here. And I'm pressing down this time as I start. As an exhale, and inhale, bringing it back up. Exhale, thinking long bellies in. Forces me to work my inner thigh a lot more. Good, back up. Trying to keep my feet in line. They do not want to draw those toes up, but I've got to fight it for it. 2, good, I know my count's off. Bring it down. Good, I'm going to change the breath. This time I'm going to draw it in, inhale, down. Exhale, pull it up like I'm dragging them through mud. Inhale, down. That's it. Exhale, dragging them up. That's it. 3 more. Press down. Bring it up. You see how tight, how little bit movement is happening. That's what you want. You don't want all this movement, all the muscles working. You're working the right muscles, the intrinsic muscles. This is where all the juice is in Pilates, okay? Again, hands can be wherever you can support this movement. Drawn to the side, so I'm working those obliques. Sorry, lost my train of thought. All right, I'm gonna scoop as I press down, pulling my thighs back, pulling my abs in, and I'm gonna pull up. So I wanna be round, drawing it in, feeling my pelvic floor, feeling my scoop like a C curve coming in. Drawing it up. I'm going to try for 5 more. Pull up. Now, if you were really advanced, you could straighten those legs and come into a full pike position. I can't quite achieve that, but one of these days I'll get there. 3, good, draw it up. 2, scoop, scoop, scoop. Slow is harder. 1 more, scoop, 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 and bring it down. That was great. Okay, now I'm going to try to take my muscles and stretch them out a little bit. Going to do a movement here that's a like mermaid. I'm going to keep it on 2 springs. You could easily bring it down to 1. Depends on how strong you're feeling here. Okay, so the first thing I guess I've got to do here too is I'm going to take out that anterior tilt to my pelvis. So I'm going to lengthen my sit bones, make my panini sandwich, drawing it in. I'm going to keep this left hip off because it makes it more challenging. If I have to lengthen that left sit bone, I'm more inclined to go into my oblique on the side waist here. First, I'm going to bring my arms out here like I'm Cleopatra sitting on the barge here. And I want to find my obliques. So draw the belly in and just feel like I'm stretching laterally to the right side and resisting laterally with the left side. And I want to pull it right back with those same obliques. So just kind of finding that so you're not overstressing the shoulder, bringing it out, and then I'm going to drop that right hand down. Now, take your left hand to that left hip. Really feel first the stretch coming from the oblique. Draw your head back, and then bring this arm, and you're going to bisect your hand right by your ear, and then stretch it out and push a little deeper. And that is just such an amazing stretch for your lat. Good. As you come back up, pull the navel in, stack it tall. Right about here, you're going to find a moment of imbalance. Stay with your core, and then come up and over to the other side. It feels so great. You can't imagine this. Coming back each time, finding that alignment, stretching down, pull the abs in, stretch first to the oblique. Try not to just drench this body down, but keeping some lift in this sideways too. And then reach over and stretch. And it is the most magnificent feeling. I absolutely love this movement. It's one of my favorite on all the Pilates apparatuses. Last one. Drawing my tailbone down, pulling my abs in, reaching out, finding that nice lateral flexion here, stretching out. Now we're going to add a little piece. We're going to scoop into the abs and rotate. Try to feel like you're bringing your heart around. Unrotate, keep your traps quiet, and scoop, 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 feeling that beautiful rotation that you're controlling from your core. And last one, drawing it in and opening up and stretching back, up, and over. And the really great thing is we got another side. So I'm going to come around, sit on the left side, right butt cheek is off, left one is just dangling here. I'm going to adjust that a little bit to make sure I'm in alignment. So drop that sit bone down, but I want to feel like that foot is drawing into the floor. Get that stability there. Again, arms are back here. I want to find my obliques. Just kind of drawing back. Keep pulling the abs in so it feels like you're just kind of bringing a clothesline over. Stretching. Good. And then taking your hand down here, find this stretch. Really open that hip flexor there. And then bring the hand and stretch. You can also look up to the sky. It's a little deeper there. Bring it up. Find that balance. Lift up from the side waist. Coming up and over. Wow, that is just too good. You really must try this. Taking it out, finding your range, stretching, reaching, dropping the shoulders. Yeah, pressing through that back foot so you feel that hamstring stretching. You feel lots of stability, up and over. Last one. Zip up those abs, finding your stretch. Should be feeling pretty good now. Looser, looser, more open, so that as you rotate, you want to feel like you're bringing your rib cage around. Unrotate. Always drawing the abs in to facilitate that twist. Open up, inhale, and then exhale, dragging it back in. Reverse it, take it up, and bring it up and over to the other side. Wonderful. Okay, so now because this is an all-purpose workout, we're going to go right into some extension because we've done a little bit of side work and we're going to do a little bit of upper back work. You can have your springs on 1 or 2. I'm going to keep mine on 2 for a little bit more challenge. And I'm going to take this into a dual pedal configuration to help me work a little bit more on stability right and left. If you know that you've got a weak lower back or it's very challenging for you, see that I have the Cadillac back here. I could put my feet back there and rest them on there. I could have a ball back there, anything that I need. But for now, I'm just going to take my hands here. I'm going to walk my torso forward. What I want to feel is that my sit bones are lengthening. You do not want to go into your low back here. And I want you to pull the abs in as you start to press down, keeping your back nice and long. Good, and you're going to pull the navel in and feel like you're just picking up the upper back muscles and stretching, opening across your shoulders. Good, as you come back down, pull the abs in. Try to reach the arms right and left really equally. Good, and then coming back up, scoop, scoop, scoop. Next thing is to do a little bit of arms. So I'm going to move this back. I'm going to take this back to a dual pedal configuration. 2 options for arms. I'm going to start with some tricep dips right here. And I like to sit up on a box because otherwise I tend to roll forward into my shoulders, and the hardest work for me is to just keep my shoulders back and stay in the tricep. So how do you know you're doing that? You really want to feel like you're bending from the elbow. So as you draw back, let your scoop in your abs, draw back to the pedals, yeah? And then you want to just press down. Again, a mirror can really help this because you can think you're in your core, you're in your triceps, and you realize, not so much. All right, so if this isn't burning in your upper arm, it's probably not your triceps. You see how hard it is for me to not bring my shoulders up by my ears. I have to really work, kind of counteract that computer curve we all get, you know, when gravity draws us down. Good, pumping down. I'm gonna give it about 3 more times. Feel that stretch. It really feels good, actually. This is what we call in my family your lilky underarm. Nobody likes it, especially women. All right, now I'm gonna pulse it. I've got this on 2 springs. I have not changed it, but you could easily go to 1. This is a lot of work. 10, 9, 8, 7. Elbows narrow here. 6, scoop those abs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. I'm gonna round forward, give myself a little hug. Turn the arms off just a second. Good. I'm going to interlace my fingers, stretch, make sure those shoulders are open, and give myself a little hug here, kind of wrapping around. And I'm going for another set. Call me crazy. And bring my hands back, shoulders are open, chest is lifted, abs are in. Now come back toward that pedal so you can really draw your elbows in. Those of you who have really tight biceps, tight chests, you might just get your hands on this for now. You may not be able to pump, but work on it. Work to stretch and strengthen those muscles, and I guarantee you it'll be better over time. Good, I'm going to count down for 5. Good, 4, a little slower to start. 2 and 1. Here comes the pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wow. I felt that. So I'm back now. I've got a dual pedal configuration, and I'm going to come up into a little bit of pike, a little bit of footwork here. What I always teach people when we're doing this here is don't overpower in your shoulders. It's really easy to try to do that, especially athletes. They're the ones who struggle with this most, oddly enough. And if you're struggling with this, bring the springs up high. I've got it on 2. You could easily bring it up to 3 or 4 and give yourself some more stability to help you with that. You can either bring your hands into the crevices or you can bring them forward in here. First thing I want you to do is come up onto the balls of your feet with your heels together and then drop through your Achilles tendon. Relax shoulders, I'm telling myself. Drawing up. So getting a really lovely tendon stretch here. Okay, now, as I start to come up this time, I want to feel like I'm drawing the belly in as if I got a helium balloon coming up the center. But I'm going to be shifting my weight forward over my wrist. All right, so my head is dropping. I want to not overpower my shoulders. Instead, I want to pull into my abdominals and draw it up, up, rounding, 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 and then come down, still keeping that nice round back. Barely touch down, and pull it up, up, up. Slow is so much harder on this. Zipping up those abs, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. And let's see if we can do 2 more. Turning shoulders off, go deeper in the core, feel your inner thighs working, pull it up. Last one, draw down, barely touching, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. And roll it back down. It's really fun. You feel like you're flying, so I like that a lot. All right, I'm going to end with a little roll down just to work on a little bit of balance here. So I'm going to do it 2 ways. First, I'm going to come and have my hips over my heels. I'm going to take my hands to the side, keep the chin forward, roll through the spine. Good, until my hands come onto the pedals. I'm going to stay scoop down, down, down. I'm going to come up halfway. Let my sit bones open. I think a car just came. My dog barked. Good, then I'm going to come up to here. Good. As I go down, I'm going to let my head be heavy, hollowing into the belly.
Good, now I'm gonna turn off my arms here. And I really wanna be pumping from my abs. So I'm pulling in the abs as I push down, pulling. You can see it in my shirt. Turn off your arms, you will know the difference. Pull the belly in, pump, pump. From your abs, drawing in your pelvic floor, lots of stretch. Good, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, tailbone under, pulling the belly in like I'm stacking a rag doll, retracting it, keeping my head down to the last minute, rolling it back up, shoulders soft. Good. And that's a short little workout that works all parts of the body, extension, flexion, legs, arms, rotation. You got it. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.